helping you protect yourself against hacking and identity theft. Many of us have multiple online accounts, email, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, online bank accounts, and the sensitive information there can all be exposed if you do not have a strong password. So Fox 19 tech expert Dave Hatter joins us this morning to give us some tips. So right off the bat here, I use the same password for everything. And I think I've mixed it up pretty, I use a lot of digits and symbols and everything, but you're telling me that's a big no-no.
That's a bad plan, because if the hacker can manage to get your password for one account, then they can essentially break into all your accounts.
Yeah, no, it's true.
So, not a good idea. You really should use different passwords for each account.
No, I think that's really smart. I think sometimes people get a little bit lazy, though, you know what I mean?
Well,
but you're saying it really pays off in the long run.
It is a pain, let's face it, to have a bunch of different passwords, and especially if you follow the other rules, like use at least 8 characters length or longer. And there are tools, like we got some links, like password generators, but even that, you have to be careful if you use it, because how can you necessarily trust the website that's got the password generator? So, if you're going to do that, you need to go to somewhere like Microsoft or some trusted resource. But 8 characters minimum generally going to be your strong password. You want to mix it up with letters, symbols, numbers, and one of the ways that people can
caps, non-caps.
Exactly, caps, non-caps. But one of the things you can do to try to remember the passwords, because that's usually where people say, "Well, I'll just stick with one."
Yeah, I have so many accounts.
Yeah, it's a pain. Is try to come up with a word that you can remember, but instead of, because if you use a regular English word, there are cracking programs that can literally guess the word in a matter of seconds. So if you take a word that you can remember, then replace symbols or letters in it, like the letter O with a 0. Or instead of L, use a 1. Or instead of a 3 or an E, use a 3. So if you replace these, so for example, you might do something like Fox 19, F0X, I19, okay? And it's still not long enough, but that will help you remember it, but it's also not something that a computer can easily guess.
Just as an example there. And then also I think a lot of people, they will use birth dates, or they'll use their kid's name, their pet's name. I mean, you hate to think that someone who knows you and someone close to you would ever do something like that, but maybe
But
it's
keep
possible.
in mind, even if they don't know you, they might be able to find your account on Facebook and find your kid's name, and then try to use that to crack your password. So yeah, anything that's going to be easily guessable about you or that could be looked up, you should avoid. You want to come up with something that's not going to be an English word or as easily guessable as a bare minimum. And again, try to stick to 8 characters, mix up the symbols. You mentioned use caps, that's an important part. You should also change your passwords regularly, which is another pain.
How
because,
often?
People will give you different advice. I would suggest no more than no less than every 3 months, because
3 months?
Well,
wow,
it depends
okay.
Now you may not do that on Facebook,
Yeah.
but if you're using a different password on, let's say, your bank account, then you're going to have less friction and risk there. But something like a bank account or anything where you're going to have sensitive information, you should change it pretty regularly, because people want to steal your identity, they want to steal your money. The Target hack is a perfect example of that.
Well, I think it's better to be safe than sorry.
Definitely.
And very quickly, I think you heard my tease. Rob123, Jacki, ABC,
Terrible.
do not use common stuff, right?
Yes, because a computer can randomly generate a password like that they can generate millions of those in a matter of seconds. And there are literally programs you can download that will check every word in the English dictionary and combinations like that to try to hack into your account.
All right, Dave,
Don't do it.
great advice. No, I really appreciate it. We have so many accounts, really good advice here.
It's a pain, but you got to do it.
Thanks so much.